All right, guys. Welcome to Tin and Maxx talk about E3 2021.
2021.
All right, so full disclosure, I watched most of it, not all of it. Max didn't see any of it and hasn't seen most of the stuff.
I heard I didn't
So,
miss much, to be honest.
yeah,
It
it
sounds
was kind
like
of underwhelming.
from things I've seen and from reading some stuff about it, seems like I didn't miss hardly anything by not watching it. So
Yeah,
we're gonna recap it for you so that you can also feel the same as I do right now.
We'll talk about some of the high points.
Mhm.
So we're gonna start with Summer Games Fest. The two biggest reveals from that, I feel like, were Elden Ring, which was announced a while ago, but now has an official gameplay trailer, story trailer, and that one is kind of cool because it's basically Dark Souls meets George R.R. Martin. For those of you who don't know, he's the creator of Game of Thrones, the original book. Yeah, that's pretty cool, and it does. I don't really play those games, but it is really exciting for like the gaming world as a whole because those games are usually pretty well received, and this one looks
Yeah.
cool.
Well, and they're really difficult, I mean, everyone knows the Dark Souls meme by now, where it's just so difficult. So
Yeah.
you have a new game that gives really a good challenge in a different world. I think that's gonna be big, and I think that's a good thing to have.
And I think some of the monster designs you see in the trailer are really cool. And I think that's a lot of George R. R. Martin's influences with like the design of like the story and the characters and all that stuff. I'm not entirely sure what his exact role in it is, but he's being very heavily mentioned in like the marketing for it. So
Well, why wouldn't you? If you're them, either way, you market a successful guy, right? Game of Thrones, yeah, that's good.
the only other thing from the kickoff I want to talk about is Borderland developers are working on maybe a spin-off. I've heard conflicting things. I'm not sure if it's a spin-off, but it's called Tiny Tina's Wonderland. And it's basically Borderlands, but with fantasy elements. It kind of seems like the same kind of style and humor and graphics and all that gameplay, but more fantasy. So if you like Borderlands, that's pretty cool.
Exciting. I mean, Borderlands were fun. It's fun.
So yeah, I don't know. That's cool. Ubisoft. This one has a really cool one, but let's start with Avatar: Frontiers of Pandora. It's an Avatar from like the James Cameron, not the really good cartoon, the mediocre James Cameron movie. They're getting a game.
Less than mediocre. Less than mediocre, James Cameron. Especially
Okay.
by now. It was
By now, yeah.
yeah, so like that's
It
the
was
thing.
groundbreaking, but it's
It
nothing
was
special
at the
anymore.
time. Exactly. Now it's like, oh, that's what you see in the next Fast and Furious movie. Like it's nothing. The story was okay. It was just the visuals, right, that were so incredible. And now
And the
it's like
3D. I actually saw it in 3D.
right.
It was really cool.
Well, but that's the thing now. Like, how is it still that popular?
I don't know. We're not here to talk about I do think it's funny that we're getting a game for it. We're getting a trailer for a game nobody really wanted before we're getting anything about the next Avatar movies that have been in development for like 10 years now. Whatever. It's supposed to be like a first person open world adventure type thing. It was a cinematic trailer, so there's not really a lot to like you just kind of have to guess with those.
Yep.
I don't know. It's happening, so there's that. Now, one I'm actually really excited about, and I think Max, you, me, and David need to get on this when it comes out.
Oh yeah.
Rainbow
Oh,
Six Quarantine. Wait, not Quarantine. What's it called now? Extraction.
yeah. Mm-hmm.
I put Rainbow Six Quarantine. That's not what it's called anymore. It's called Extraction. They changed the name. Can't imagine why, but there you go. It's basically Rainbow Six Siege, but it's a 3-person co-op game. It was like zombies and like you have
So
missions you go and execute. It looks
so
so
great.
good. I'm really
Mm-hmm.
because I love Rainbow Six Siege. I just no offense. I know not the whole community is toxic, but the parts of the community that are toxic are horrible, and I don't want to play it because of that.
So toxic.
Yeah.
Toxic.
I'm just looking forward to like something you, me, and David can play where we don't have to deal with other people. We can
Don't
just
even
get
gotta do
in.
it.
It's like fun co-op, and it the gameplay wise, like because they released like a whole gameplay breakdown, it does look exactly like Siege gameplay wise, and like even like
So great.
the specialists, the operators, whatever they're called in that game, they have specific abilities, and there's like a progression system. It looks really good, and I cannot wait to play it. Hopefully,
It's
it
gonna be
ends up
great.
being good.
Yep.
I think we're going to sink a lot of time into that game if it is good.
Yeah. Get ready for a video.
Okay. Next, we have Xbox/Bethesda. Now that they own them,
Sorry, what was
um,
that?
I said what I said. Starfield, got a trailer finally, just a cinematic trailer, which is kind of look. I don't care about Starfield. I'm gonna be honest. I know it's Bethesda's next big IP and whatever. I don't care. I
It's No
really
Man's
don't.
Sky Part 2.
It got a cinematic trailer, zero gameplay, but it did get a release date of November 11th, 2022. So end of the year next year. I think it's kind of a brave move to say, hey, it's coming out here because you haven't shown any gameplay, so that's a little, I don't know, maybe not the
Right.
best idea.
Right. I mean, like, look at what happened with Cyberpunk, when they had a release date, and we look at
Multiple
that and we
times they had
go,
a release date.
and we look at it, and it's never gotten back to the popularity that it was, right?
But yeah, no, and also Bethesda already has kind of like a track record for releasing broken games on like Fallout 76. That's Bethesda, right? That
Yeah, that is.
even Skyrim when it first released was buggy as hell. So I don't know. Halo Infinite is now they're promising it's releasing this year near the holiday, but there's still no release date. And the multiplayer will be free. There was a gameplay release for the multiplayer and kind of like a cinematic trailer for like the story. And if you like Halo, that's pretty cool. I
I mean,
never did.
so I actually did like Halo for a little bit. Like I like Halo Reach a lot, and I played the new Halos and stuff like that. My problem with Halo is you never care about the story, and they put a lot of work into the story. I mean, like, I can't really hardly tell you besides that I know there's a guy named Master Chief and Cortana who just keep
Master
going good and
Chef.
bad. Ooh, Master Chef.
Yeah.
Um, uh, but the story you just never really care about, right? It was just always the fun gameplay, and I don't know. And so it's like exciting in the sense of like if they would make it good again, like the story, but I don't think it will.
Halo, if you like Halo, there you go. That's a lot of good news there. The Outer Worlds 2 got an announcement trailer that was kind of making fun of announcement trailers while doing the same thing all announcement trailers do. So that's pretty funny. Forza Horizon 5, really good looking game, like graphically speaking. Wanted to mention that. And then we have another new IP from Bethesda, Redfall, which cinematic trailer, so take it with a grain of salt, looks to be like a 4-player co-op game where you kill vampires. Not much. I feel like it does look kind of cool to have kind of like magic elements and like the weapons you use and all that kind of stuff. And vampires, I think, would be like a really cool enemy in a game like this if done right. Because a lot of people were calling it Left 4 Dead meets vampires, and that'd be kind of cool because
That would be
you could
cool.
do interesting stuff with vampires as enemies. Moving on to Square Enix, we have Life is Strange remastered collection, which is the original Life is Strange 5-episode thing being remastered. It's also being brought over to the Switch, I'm pretty sure. So that's pretty cool.
Yeah, I like Life
Then
is Strange. It was fun.
some new stuff, I think, for the new Life is Strange True Colors, which is like a proper sequel to. I think didn't Life is Strange get a sequel?
They did. It was like with oh my gosh, I can't remember the girl's name. Chloe, right? Or something like that.
I have no idea. I'll believe
But
you. Sure. Well, Life is Strange True Colors coming out. You can see people's auras.
and then rewind to see him again.
Okay. Marvel's Avengers, we finally kind of got to see Black Panther expansion. They did show a lot of like elements of like the story and like cinematics and cutscenes and whatever. Zero gameplay of what Black Panther actually plays like.
Yep.
And I realize it's Marvel's Avengers, so he's probably going to play basically the same as the rest of them. I
Yep.
still want to see it though.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, because it makes it where it's like, can we actually get excited for Spider-Man, right? Can we actually get
If
excited?
that ever
Because like,
happens.
that's
This
a good
game is
point.
so close to dead.
Yeah,
I feel like if the Black Panther expansion doesn't bring people back in, they're just gonna cut their losses.
that's fair. That's fair.
But I really do like Black Panther, and I would love to see Spider-Man. So hopefully that happens, but we'll
It'd
see
be
at
so
this point.
great.
So Square Enix's big announcement, I feel like, or one of the biggest announcements, was Guardians of the Galaxy, a single-player action-adventure game featuring the Guardians of the Galaxy. And This one I was kind of impressed with just for the fact that they released like a cinematic trailer, but then they also did like a segment of gameplay. And like this had been
So
leaked a little
cool.
bit before E3, but the fact that they announced it, had a trailer, had gameplay for it, and it comes out later this year is really cool to me because like that's not something you see a lot with like big
Right.
AAA titles. And it looks pretty fun. You
Mhm.
play as Star Lord, so it's
Who?
kind of a bummer. Like the movie,
Yeah.
Avengers Endgame. Um, you play as Star Lord. You can. It kind of looks like you can use the other Guardians during combat. Like you can command them to use moves and certain stuff and whatever. It's kind of a bummer that you're only playing as Star Lord, but
Yeah.
I don't
Well, and
mind them
honestly,
kind of trying to keep it like
the
focused.
costumes kind of looked strange too. Like, right? Like it didn't look like the characters from obviously the cinematic
Rocket has a
universe.
beard.
Yeah, like what was that? And like Groot looks different, and
Groot's
they all
got
kind of
armor.
they have like a different vibe to them. And I don't know if it's cool or not. I for
Well,
personally, I'm like, eh,
if you look at like the trailer and the gameplay, like the kind of attitude and the vibe they give off is very Guardians of the Galaxy like
totally.
type stuff, especially like Guardians of the Galaxy 1, where they're not quite like as close as they are by the time Guardians of the Galaxy 2 rolls around.
Mm.
I don't know. I'm excited. I'll probably play it. I'd love for some more good Marvel games because what they got Spider-Man and that's it.
Yeah, and really, can we count Spider-Man as like? I feel like that's just PlayStation, right? So,
It's Sony. Yeah.
yeah. So Square Enix, come on, give us something.
So yeah. Okay. Next we have Capcom. Not a lot there. Uh, they announced that they are working on DLC for Resident Evil Village. That's
Oh
it.
wow,
Yeah,
wow,
they were
that
like,
that
"Hey,
game.
Resident Evil Village, we're gonna make DLC for it. We're not gonna tell you anything about it now, but it's gonna happen." So
Well,
I'm
to be
excited for
fair,
DLC.
I was gonna say, if anyone on our channel watches our channel, they know how much we like Resident Evil. So, give us a little bit more, we'll take it.
And like the DLC they did for Resident Evil 7, like some of them were really cool. Like you had like the Daughters expansion at one point where you kind of see the Baker family
Mhm.
before they get infected by Evelyn and become mold monsters, and that's kind of cool. And like,
That's cool.
I mean, at the very bare minimum, they could add like a lot to the Mercenaries game mode, which I really like.
Mhm.
Um, they could add more characters and more maps and stuff, which I would
Yeah,
I would like. And I don't know, I would love some more story DLC, like maybe more stuff about the Four Lords, or
yeah.
like I don't know,
Or you could be playing as Chris, right, going through, because there's a
plays
whole
Chris.
lot of emptiness.
That's
That's
true.
where's Chris, right? So
Or like even like a prequel thing with like how Chris learns about Miranda and like all that stuff. I don't know. I trust Capcom. They've been on a roll lately with their games. They've been kind of knocking out of the park. So like I think whatever the DLC is,
they
I
got
think
it.
it'll be good.
Yep.
Um, yeah, that's really all I want to talk about on Capcom. Monster Hunter is getting a bunch of expansions and stuff. If you like Monster Hunter, check that out.
I don't.
Um, all right, last one we're going to talk about here, Nintendo. One of the big names. Some really cool announcements.
Mhm.
Start with the new character for Smash. Now, Max, as a Smash player, how do you feel about Tekken character? I didn't write his name. I don't know what his
Yeah,
name is.
exactly. You didn't need to write his name because it does not matter. It is literally like putting in another Street Fighter character. I know it's Tekken, but it's like putting in another Street Fighter character and expecting all of us that already paid for that beautiful extra characters pack to be excited about it. No, especially when they were talking about Crash Bandicoot or like
To be
Master
fair,
Chief even
fans
was
were
brought up.
talking about that.
Fair, but
Nintendo hasn't said anything about
that's
that.
true. But at the same time, the fans are getting excited because they think we've had some bad characters in a row, like ones that are like, and so that means, oh, they must be saving the good ones for the end. And there hasn't been. There's only one character left, right, in this pack. And so,
At the moment, that's what we are believing.
which is nuts because, again, they're released a lot of crappy characters. I would love like a Ratchet and Clank, kind of like a Banjo Kazooie style, or
They do need some more PlayStation characters because
yeah,
they have like Joker.
which is awesome. Love having Joker, but
That's actually partly what got me into Persona in the first place was Joker being in Smash. I think I had bought the game before that, and then just never played it. And then Joker was in Smash. I'm like, oh, this is kind of cool. So then, and I love Persona. Like Persona is one of my all-time favorite franchises now. So
Yep.
that's cool. And like it'd be cool. And like I've been playing the new Ratchet and Clank, and it's really good. And it'd be cool to see them in there.
Yep.
Some kind of like, I don't know. And like it is, Tekken character is a third party. Like it's not a Nintendo character, but it is also just like another fighting. I don't know.
Just
A
another
lot
Street
of
Fighter.
people are excited. I do want to say, like, a lot of people are happy with it. Tekken fans are happy with it. Even non-Tekken fans are cool. But like, there's just so
There's
many
still
like
Tekken
people they've
fans.
thrown.
There's still Tekken fans out there.
Yeah, Tekken's in the fighting game world. Tekken's not a name you throw out there lightly. Fun fact: this is completely unrelated to E3, but the developers for Mortal Kombat 11 tried to get Doom Guy in for Mortal Kombat 11. Like when they were in the early stages of figuring out what guest characters to have.
Yeah.
They tried to get Doom Guy, but like I think licensing wise, it didn't happen.
Oh, bummer.
But
that would have been
that's
amazing.
Cool. Yeah.
That would have been amazing.
I would have loved that.
Yep.
So yep, that's Smash. We'll probably get in the next character in the next like 7 months or whatever. Okay, now this one, Mario Party Superstars. I was really excited until about the very end of the trailer. For those of you who don't know, Mario Superstars, it's 5 classic Super Mario Party boards, or it's just Mario Party, I guess. Mario Party boards from the N64 brought into basically the new game. Except for it's a whole new game.
New game. Yep.
It's a whole new $60 game with 5 boards, a whole bunch of classic mini games throughout the franchise. And that's cool. Don't get me wrong. I just don't think I want to pay $60 for that.
Here's my thing. We have not gotten. Was there one update on the
There
new
has
Mario
been
Party?
one update. They added online mode, and probably only because it's going to be in this new one too. They added an online mode, but that's the only update they did for like the whole lifespan of like. It's so bizarre that Nintendo just kind of let this game out into the world and then just let it die.
Yeah, they
And,
just
like,
didn't care. They didn't care.
That's why like my excitement for this kind of dropped off near the end when I realized it was a new game, because I thought this was going to be like DLC. Like this is something I would happily pay like $30 for if you added it into the existing Super Mario Party, because that'd be awesome. Like people have been asking for new boards for this game since like
The beginning.
it came out. It didn't have enough there in the first place. It's a very bare bones game, which sucks because it's fun. What do you think about this Mario Party Superstars?
I think I agree 100% it should have been in DLC, but I love playing Mario Party on the N64 and I love some of those classic boards. So I think unfortunately Nintendo, they got me, like, cause I probably am going to buy it.
They probably got me too, because Jasmine and I love playing Mario Party, and
Yeah,
and
like,
this is more. It just
exactly.
It just sucks that it's not. It just sucks that it's a whole new game and it's $60 and they keep getting away with it.
Yeah, they do. They keep getting away with it. But honestly, the biggest hope that I have is that, like you said, all the best mini games are in there. I hope they take some from this new one too, because there's some great mini games in this one. And so really, if they just make a good product this time.
Okay, so next, Metroid Dread. No Metroid Prime again, so don't get your hopes up about that. We're never going to hear about that again. But we are getting, for the Metroid fans out there, a brand new 2D Metroid game in the style of the classic old school Metroid games, Metroid Dread, which is pretty cool for Metroid. It looks pretty good. I've never been a Metroid player, but I might if I have the money.
I just want you to say Metroid like 5 more times.
I struggle. But yeah, no, that's a pretty cool announcement for Metroid fans. And it's a return to form for the franchise, which I think is really cool. And it'll be on Switch. Shin Megami Tensei 5 got a really big look in from Nintendo. Do you know what that is, Max?
So do you want to say Shin Megami Tensei 5?
Shin Megami Tensei 5.
Nice. That was
good. Am I saying it wrong?
Is it the 5th version of Shin Megami Tensei?
It's the 5th game in that franchise. What's happening? What am I missing here?
You asked me what it was, and I said, "Isn't it the 5th version of the?"
Well, no. Do you know what Shin Megami Tensei is?
No, that was the whole point.
Fake Persona fan here. Shin Megami Tensei is it's the parent franchise to Persona. Persona games started as a spin-off of this franchise
But why does this franchise just coming out with the fifth one? Persona's coming out with the
because
fifth one.
Shin Megami Tensei is big in Japan, not so big in the West. So this is kind of the first big Shin Megami Tensei game to be released outside of Japan like this,
Okay.
which is a big deal. And then they also had Shin Megami Tensei 3, which is like the most popular one. Also just got a remaster and a re-release on all consoles everywhere. So
Wow.
it's kind of
Cool.
getting a resurgence. That's the thing about this franchise is Persona became more popular in the West than the rest of the franchise. And now the rest of the franchise is kind of catching up, probably because of Persona a little bit.
Gotcha.
But
Is
it
it
is
similar
cool.
play style?
It's like cranked up, I think.
Okay.
It leans a lot more heavily into like the RPG and like the dungeon crawling elements of it. It seems like I've never played one. They're supposed to be harder. The shadows are called demons, and like your party consists of them. Like the interrogation system in Persona 5.
Yeah.
You do that and you recruit them to your side, and then I don't know. It
And then
looks
they
cool.
fight for you. That's
Yeah,
cool.
basically.
That's really cool. I like that.
So I'm kind of on the fence. I do kind of want to try this out just because I do really like the Persona games, and I don't know. It's cool that it's getting big here. This one is I think a Nintendo Switch exclusive. Okay, so last and kind of the coolest, I think, Breath of the Wild 2.
Yeah.
Got another trailer, and this one actually has some gameplay in it. Not a lot.
What?
Like you're in the sky now.
Wait. Like the sky?
Yeah, like floating things above Hyrule.
Like so you're saying like you're like floating above Hyrule,
Yes.
like hot air balloons?
No, it's basically it's floating islands, and Link's up there
Yeah.
with long hair, looking good. It does look, they do kind of show off some new abilities he might have. Like there's like this kind of like there's like this boulder coming down at him, and he like kind of reverses time, so it goes back up and hits enemies, which is cool.
So cool.
There's like this weird like water effect where he like sinks through the lands, and kind of like it's really hard to describe. I'll put in clips, but that's exciting. I'm really excited for Breath of the Wild too. This is still not considered like an official trailer. It's a teaser. I don't know. We'll know more soon. It does seem like it's being released next year, which is good. So hopefully in the coming future we'll see more like substantial stuff and kind of get an idea of where the story is at and all that stuff.
Yeah, well the first Breath of the Wild was so good. Like it was so good. Like so I'm really excited, and I would rather them take their time and make it where it comes out and it's just incredible and I love it versus try to rush it. So this is for all those people that are like, I just want it to be done. I just want the second one to be here. If you just be patient and then get a better product, you'll be happy in the end. You know, I mean,
yeah,
for sure.
Yeah. That was E3 2021.
2021.
Pretty cool, I guess. Is there anything you wish had been announced or mentioned at all?
Something that I wish would have been announced or mentioned. I would have loved if they would have announced saying, hey guys, it's a lot easier now to be able to get a PlayStation 5 or a new Xbox. Like announce that it's possible to get a new system, because it still isn't. It's nuts. I would love actually for Nintendo to come out with some of the Mario sports games. I loved those. Like
Mario Golf has a new one coming out.
Okay, Mario Golf is fun, but not the game that I'm wanting. I want baseball, man. Do you remember playing Mario Baseball? What was it called? Super
Never played
Slugger?
Mario Baseball.
Oh man, that game was incredible. It was incredible. Each one had a different power up. Oh, so good. I would love that. And I don't know. I think I'm really ready for a new game that is like just blows me away. You know, we're getting a lot of sequels or a lot of stuff that follows a similar pattern of games we've already played. I would love just a new game that just is like, this is going to change gaming, right? And we just haven't had that, I don't feel like. And with the next gen, you feel like we should have that. and we just don't. So
Yeah.
I really want something new and original that really makes me kind of be like, wow, like I want to be able to say I need a PlayStation 5 right now because I have to get this for this game, right?
I want any kind of information on Persona 6. Just give me something, a teaser image. I want something. How long? Persona 5 came out in like 2013, I think. So it's about time for Persona 6. Thank you very much. Also,
Thank you very much.
I'm gonna go a little right here. I want some of the older Persona games ported to either the PlayStation or the Switch. Like they added Strikers to the Switch. Persona 4 Golden got released on Steam, which is cool, but I want it on my PlayStation or my Switch. I don't know. That's just me. And like Persona 5, it's the 25th anniversary, I think, of the franchise this year. So like we should hear something. Something should happen. I want more Persona, always, forever.
Nice. That was,
Also,
that was good.
I know Sony isn't part of E3 anymore. They'll probably do something. It's kind of like their version, like their little E3 showcase soon.
Mm-hmm.
I would love to hear about the next Marvel Spider-Man, the main one.
Ooh, that'd be great.
God of War, obviously. I have the axe back there. I want more God of War.
Mm-hmm.
But that could still happen within the next few weeks, so I'm not gonna, whine about it too much.
Yeah.
Well, that being said, if Sony does do something like that, Persona might end up there because it is a PlayStation exclusive for the most part. So
yeah, well,
forget everything I said.
I want to hear too some of the new like Batman games.
Gotham Knights. I am so that got pushed back to next year, and I'm mad about it.
Me too, but again, it's one of those things like I would rather them make it better. But I would love to hear more about that. I would love to hear more about the Suicide Squad game, like that type of stuff.
Rocksteady one.
Yeah, I think that'd be really fun to hear about. But again, I'm sure that's all Sony. So
cool. Thanks for watching. The end of this just kind of turned into rambling and whatever. I hope you guys liked it. Let us know down below if there's anything we missed that you wish we had talked about. Let us know what you're most excited about from what we talked about or what we didn't talk about. Like any game you've heard about recently that you're just like, oh man, I need to play that, or I want to see that kind of stuff. Let us know down below. We love to hear it.
Yeah.
And
because like what games should we play? What are the next games that you want to see us play on this channel? We give the power to you to tell us.
That could be a mistake, but will it be?
Will it?
All right. Thanks, guys, and we will see you in the next video.
See you next time.